All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach Hadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone Well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the elect that is out there pushing, laboring, believing, and listening all to His truth with heart sincerity. All right, may the blessed election be upon your houses. All right, the time and topic of this lesson is going to be, all right, on how the Iran war that is happening right now is setting the stage for a global food shortage. All right, and I got this article here from the End Time Headlines, because due to that war that's happening in Iran right now between Babylon, Iran, and Israel. All right, and one of the major shipping routes, right? One of the major trading routes, you could say, right, or passage routes is through Iran, through that Strait of Hormuz, right? And since that has been closed, right, that is really affecting the global economy in various ways. But I'm gonna read a little bit on this article here. All right. So it reads: the war in Iran is creating a less visible but deeply consequential crisis, a disruption to the global fertilizer supply that could reshape food production and prices in months ahead. All right, continuing on, it says, while much of the world attention has focused on oil, the conflict has also interfered with the flow of key agricultural inputs, especially through the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow but critical shipping route, right? So, a lot of people's attention right now is, on the oil, right? The oil not being able to get passed through, right, through that route. But another key thing that is also being affected is fertilizer, right? So all these farmers, right, that rely on, heavy imports of fertilizer to, do their crops, to grow, whatever crop it is they're trying to grow. Now they're going to have a shortage of that. And what does that lead to? Now they have a shortage of fertilizer, right? Now they have to produce less crops, all right? And also that also makes the price of certain goods increase, right? And even continuing on, right, on there, because it tells you some of the crops, right, that can be affected and how it could be affected, right? Continuing on, let me see. I'm gonna jump down a little bit on this, right? So it says this passage normally handles a large share of the world's fertilizer trade, and this disruption has sent shockwaves through farming systems that depend on timely and affordable deliveries, right? So even the farms that's going to be needing to get imports of fertilizer, right? And they were probably getting it at good prices. Now they're going to be paying a lot more for fertilizer, and that's going to trickle on down to the the average consumer, man, right? And let me see here. There's one more part I want to get on this article. I'm gonna grab some precepts, right? And right here it says fertilizers play a central role in a modern agriculture. Crops like corn, wheat, and rice rely heavily on nitrogen, phosphate, and potash to maintain high yields. When supply chains are interrupted, farmers are left with difficult choices: pay sharply higher prices, reduce usage, or risk lower output. In many regions, especially where the profit margins are already thin, even a modest increase in fertilizer can force cutbacks, and that in turn translates into smaller harvest, right? So boom. This is just going to show you how the global stage is being set for famine to happen, man, for shortages of food to happen, man, right? Because it's not only going to affect countries that are fully developed or underdeveloped, like in other terms, like third world countries, right? It's not only going to affect them in a major event, but it's going to affect all these places that's relying heavily on fertilizer, you know, for their farms, man. And it says things like corn, wheat, rice, you know. So imagine going to the store, you know, trying to buy a loaf of wheat bread, all right, and you got to pay, you know, $50 for a loaf of bread, man, you know, or $100 for a bag of rice, right? So these things is getting ready to be, you know, a reality in the space, and we're seeing the the dominoes are put into the proper places, man, right? So prepare to see, because we already see these gas prices going up. So now prepare to start seeing, you know, these prices in these grocery stores starting to go up, man. You know, just the other day, I went to the grocery store, right? And I to buy me some dinner, right? And I only got me 3 items, right? Small items, right? Got me like 1 avocado, you know, a small bag of potatoes, right? When I say small bag, like handheld, like, you know, you could put these in the palm of your hands, man. And the total price of this came out to like $30, you know, for 3 items, man. Basically $10 each, man. It was ridiculous, man. And I also got me some the beef, right? But I'm just going to show you how the price of things are increasing in this place, man, right? And let me get this. This is High Guy 1:6. It reads, "You have sown much and bring in little," right? Hey, and we out here, right? A majority of Jake in Babylon, all right, are working, you know, extensive hours, man, right? You got individuals that could be working 12-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, you know, from sun up to sundown, or they work day before the sun come up and getting off when the sun go down, right? But yet that check is not reflecting it, man, right? So imagine that you busting your ass and the funds you're getting from the work is a small check, and that check is gone in a matter of days, man. Going to show you too, the value of the US dollar is going down, right? So the cost of everything is going up. They're having less of it, but the wages is either staying the same or lowering, man. Right? Let me continue on this. It reads, "You eat, but you have not enough. You drink, but you are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earned wages to put it into a bag with holes." And that's exactly what it's like in Babylon, man. Your average Babylonian is living paycheck to paycheck, man. Right? Your average individual in Babylon sees that shit. The money comes in one day and it leaves the same day. Right? It comes and it goes. It comes in and it's out, man. Right? You're getting all these different auto pays charging your account, man. Right? It's they say the average Babylonian, right? The average American in Babylon, right, doesn't even have $1,000 in their savings account, man. Doesn't even have $1,000 to say that they can save $1,000, because majority of people in Babylon are living paycheck to paycheck in this place, man. So now imagine this, man, right? Setting the stage for, you know, shit hitting the fan in this place, man. Really picture this. Everything is costing more. The pay is decreasing. Now with these shipping routes that's going to be affecting fertilizer, which is now going to affect, you know, the crops and the farmland, you know, not only in Babylon, but also other countries as well, causing food to be a lot more expensive and less of, or none at all. Now imagine the state of the people, right? There's a saying that says that the society is held by 1 meal, right? It's 1 meal away from total, complete anarchy, man, right? When you see these apocalyptic movies, man, it's really like predictive programming, man, because it kind of gives you a glimpse into how a lot of these people are going to be reacting in these final days, man. It's about to get real bad out here, right? This is 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, verse 22, and it reads, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, right? And we had got a glimpse of that, right? A taste of that, right? During the first lockdowns they had in this place, man. Because you were going to the grocery stores, you know, a lot of stuff was empty. Eggs was gone, right? You know, the meat section was damn near empty, right? The essential items like, you know, things to wash yourself, you know, hygiene products was virtually gone, man. Okay. So that's about to happen again in Babylon, man. Because there was even a study, a study that was done on this, man, where people in Babylon, right, the minute they see, you know, shit started hitting the fan, or, you know, stuff started getting bad, they begin to do something called panic buying, right? You see that when there's, you know, they say a hurricane's coming, man, right? You know, I'm in South Florida, I see that all the time. The minute they say hurricane's coming, hey, gas stations is out of gas, you know, food in the stores is virtually gone, water is basically gone, all right? You know, in a matter of, you know, hours in some cases, man, or days, all right? So these people are really about to panic buy, right? One, because they're trying to get as much as they can, and two, right, these storehouses about to be, these shelves about to be empty, because two, the shipments are gonna slow down. The quantity of the shipments are going to be slowing down, man, because now you couple the fertilizer not going, and add that on also with the gas, the oil that's not being able to be transported through the shipping route. So now that's going to affect, you know, the 18-wheelers that's taking the diesel, right, to move these goods to and from different stores and grocery stores, and also there's going to be a lack of it, man. So the transportation and the food is going to be messed up in this place, man. We're literally seeing the collapse of Babylon happen before our eyes. All the pieces are put before our eyes, man. That's why we are, you know, the watchmen for the nation of Yasharallah, man, because we are keeping our eyes, you know, on, you know, what's happening throughout the four corners of the world, man. But yet majority of Jake is just worrying about partying and bullshit, man, right? They're not paying attention to what's happening right now, man. This is why it's very important to make sure that you are, you know, repenting, right? Make sure that you are turning back to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah before it's too late, man. Because when shit hits the fan and this place, you know, fully, you know, pop off and people start bugging out in this place, man, we're gonna need the hedge of protection of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah over us, man. All right? Because the servants of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah are gonna be eating and drinking while the rest of these people are gonna be starving, man. Stomach touching their backs. All right? Looking anorexic, man. Looking bony, looking sickly out here, man. All right? And this is about to be in the near future, man. Real soon, man. Sooner than you can imagine, man. Right? Because people didn't think the gas prices was going to get affected as fast as it did. But now look. Right? So now, look what's going to happen to now the farming industry, man. Okay? This is Revelation 6:6. Right? It reads, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Right? And that's exactly, you know, what we're gonna be seeing with this hyperinflation, man. Right? Things that were costing $5, $10, you know, it's gonna be costing now $20, $30, $40, $50, $100+ man. Right? I remember back in the days, right? You go to the grocery store with like $100, and your shopping cart would be filled. Now you go to the grocery store with $100, your shopping cart won't even make a dent. Won't even make a dent in your shopping cart now, man. You know. I remember a brother mentioned how, you know, he went to the grocery store and you know, his shopping cart was looking kind of full, You know, he was noticing that, you know, the certain people was like looking at the car like, damn. You know, that's kind of like in a sense, you know, these people are understanding and seeing how the price of stuff is going up to the point where, you know, having a somewhat of a full grocery cart, you know, you gonna be looked at like, damn, you know, this guy, you know, he's in a pretty good position, man. You know, but nevertheless, it's just going to show you how inflation is real, man. All right. The price of things are about to go up drastically in this place, man. Some places are seeing $5, you know, a gallon for a regular gallon, man. Right now in South Florida, I believe the average is like 406 around there, or 411, I believe, is the average gas prices in Babylon for regular gas, man. So imagine people that's taking premium and diesel, right? It's a lot higher, man. This is 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter, right? Verse 22. And it reads, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, right? So, hey, a lot of people, all right, in these final days that we are in and continuing on and entering into, are going to be, you know, giving up the ghost from starvation, man, right? Dying by starvation is one of the worst deaths that one can suffer, man, right? Because your body is literally eating itself, man, from the inside out, to the point where you will begin hallucinating. You won't be able to have rational thoughts, right? You may look at your thumb in it and it look like a chicken tender to you, man, right? Your immune system gets weak, man. It's a very slow and painful death, man. And a lot of these people in Babylon are about to feel that and suffer that, man. All right. And if they don't suffer that, they're going to die by the sword, man. Terrible times is coming to Babylon, America, man. Because, hey, major famine needs to hit this place, because we live in a place where people are so gluttonous, man. Right? Babylon has the highest obesity rate, you know, in the world, man. All right. Well, these people have the DoorDashers, the Uber Eats, just go to the grocery store, you know, they don't even got to get up out of their bed and the food will be brought to them, man. So once that's stripped away and the price of things are up and there's a lack of it, these people are going to be bugging out, man. And right now, due to that war in Iran, it is setting the stage for a global shortage of food, man. Right? But hey, you know, I'm going to wrap it up with that, man. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect of Israel. All right, with that being said, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach Kodash. That belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone Well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing, laboring, believing, and listening on to this truth with our sincerity. Until next time, Shalom, and Abal Kwame Sharala, Shalom.